I swear to God, on my mama, I ain't lying, bro. I done smoked a lot of weed and never been this high before. You might think I'm sleepy when you see me cause my eyes are slow, but no, I'm wide awake. What up, everybody, man? Thank you and welcome to another episode of the Empromptu Podcast where I'm your host, M. Brown, where I bring you dope conversations from dope people. I call friends, I don't let them know I'm calling, and we have a conversation and I share with everybody to see, man. These is people that's doing shit. Everybody from comedians to actors to writers to realtors. They all here, man. And today is no different, man. I got one of my dope ass friends. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna see if he pick up. It's gonna be a good conversation, man. I've known this brother right here probably going on close to between 13 and 15 years, something like that. Do a lot of shows together. You've seen him all over, man. He do all type of shit, man. Get him on the horn real quick. We live, it's ringing. See if he pick up.
Weezy.
Ha.
What's going on with you?
Shit, what's up, bro? Man, you busy? What you got going on?
Man, I'm watching Different World.
Oh, okay. Dwayne Wayne, Ron,
Whitley Gilbert.
Whitley Gilbert. I got you on. I started a podcast not too long ago, man, where I'm just having dope conversations with dope people called the Empromptu Podcast, and you are a guest on there right now. But before we get started, I gotta give you the proper introduction. Let everybody know who you is and what you've been doing since I've met you, or even before I've met you. But we're gonna start it right there. So this person I got on the phone today, man, it's gonna be a real good conversation. I've known him, like I said before, I called him between 15, 16 years, something like that going on. Very funny. WGN's next big comic. You've seen him on Shameless, Southside, Laugh Track, Chicago Fire, Conan O'Brien. He has a half-hour special. You also seen him on Kevin Hart, Heart of the City, Just for Laughs, New Faces, and JFL. Member of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, and also a graduate of the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. Please, people, please appreciate the presence and the conversation of the great Calvin Evans. Come on, Calvin.
Oh man, that was pretty cool, man.
Was it?
Hang up. I was gonna hang up. When you was like, it's an impromptu podcast, I was like, what is this? But that intro, man, I'm gonna stick around.
Okay, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I put a lot of time and effort into getting that together, man. I had to learn some stuff I already knew. I'm like, man, what show was he on again? I'm like, yeah, but I try to make people feel welcome when I call them on this podcast. Especially my friends, the ones that's I got a question I want to ask you. I don't know if everybody else want to know this, but I want to know why you've been ducking and dodging me on 2K.
Wait, you still got a PlayStation? I'm on my PlayStation on a regular basis. I haven't simply logged in. I don't know if you just watching TV on it, but you could turn it on right now. We can just play while we on the phone.
Then everybody will see me rage quit. Everybody will see me get mad and throw my controller. That's one of the reasons why I ain't played, because I had to buy a new controller, and I don't want to lose this one.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
I do not want to lose this one. But Calvin, so I don't know where to start at, because there's so many places to start with when you're talking to somebody that you talk to on the regular. Let's start with WGN's next big comic. You won that. What year was that?
2010.
2010. So at that point, was you ready to quit everything and put it all into that?
Well, at that point, I had already quit everything.
Oh, you was already there.
That was like November of 2010. I quit my job. I was living and working in Champaign after college, and I decided I wanted to do comedy, and then came back home. So the end of August was my first time stepping on stage at Jokes and Notes. October I was just kind of like, making my rounds in comedy, and then I ended up, doing a contest and winning WGN. So that was all right, you supposed to be doing this symbol for me.
Okay. And then you mentioned college. You went to U of I in Champaign, Urbana.
No, it's Urbana. I don't know where you getting this I in Urbana. It's,
I
it's
mean,
Urbana.
that's how people said that went to SIU Carbondale because our school was cooler. Those of y'all that don't know, it's a brains type of thing. The people that was a little bit smarter went to SIU, but we didn't show we was smarter because it was harder to get into or to U of I. So we was smart enough to go to SIU. That was the difference between us and y'all.
Yeah, y'all school's so cool. It's two Southern Illinois. That's how cool y'all are. They so cool. They made two of them.
They
It
split
was
them
only
up in
one.
half.
You know.
What's your feelings going on right now with sports? Who you think finna take it all in the NBA championship this year?
You know what? It's kind of all up in the air. I've been I'm like I'm not as involved in basketball as I used to be. I'm casually watching it now.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I don't know, because if you look at like the top teams, it's like in the East and the West, you got the Cavs and you got OKC. They historically haven't done well during the playoffs.
Right.
And then we got like a lot of like veteran teams in the middle of the pack that I think can make like good playoff runs.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I don't have like a favorite team in terms of like who gonna win it all. I mean, I want to see LeBron at least get to the Western Conference Finals, and on the West, and I'd like to see Boston repeat. Like I think that'd be cool.
I want to because I said this at the beginning of the season. I can't remember who I said it to, but I said that this is gonna be the last year that we see LeBron and Stephen Curry in the Western Conference Finals. This is gonna be the last year. This is the official year that they hand the mantle over to the next generation. I think that's what they setting up for. They let Bronny get 17 points so that when the playoffs come, they let him get they let him get 17 points so that when the playoffs come, they can have a reason to put him on the playoff roster. That's how I feel. Now they got a reason to say, oh yeah, he deserves to be on the playoff roster. So now Lakers go to the Western Conference Finals and they fuck around and win, because you never know when they turn the magnet on, you never know which way the ball gonna go.
Now you've been talking about this magnet for a long time now. This is a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm. It's not a conspiracy.
This is what I'm saying. I listen to a lot of NBA podcasts, like
Mm-hmm.
former player podcasts, and they talk a lot of shit about, not shit, but they talk a lot about how the league kind of controls things.
Mm-hmm.
They have to bring up the magnet.
Because they don't want nobody to know. They don't want nobody to know about the magnet. Not the magnet. That'll throw off a lot of shit if they let people know about the magnet. And I've been, like you said, I've been saying this for years. This is new to some, but like for you, this is like here M go again. But nah, I definitely believe there's a magnet in the ball. They reverse the polarity. When they shoot and they want them to hit, they turn the magnet on. Then when they want them to miss, they hit the switch the other way and reverse the polarity and make the ball bounce away.
I can't agree with this. You telling me there's metal fibers in the ball
Mm-hmm.
that still allows it to bounce.
Now you get me.
So how is it that the ball never? I'm trying. What I'm saying is, how does it, like? Okay, let's say I shoot a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you push two magnets together and you could kind of feel like the
polarity.
force pushing on.
Yeah.
Right. You could feel it when it's like the same. When it's a positive on positive. So
Hey.
what's stop? It's not like the ball like being pushed away from the rim. It's like they just missed.
They just
I've never seen the ball get close to the rim and then just float away.
we seen it get close to the rim and just fall in when it was supposed to fall off. We just seen them pick 4 people up out of the ocean when they came back from the middle of space. They can figure that out. That's.
They picked them up. They was floating in water. Why wouldn't they be able to pick them up?
I'm just saying they came, but from where they came back from, and they doing a lot of stuff with technology these days, man. And I just don't believe some of these shots to be going. LeBron James walked up and shot a shot from half court in the middle of the game. You don't do that unless you know it's a magnet in the ball.
Is this a conspiracy podcast? Podcast?
Nah,
I don't know. I don't know how to feel. Like I'm not.
nah, it's just casual. It's just casual conversation, barbershop talk. Cause
you would probably say your feelings, but I don't want to participate because you might say the right wrong thing, and not the government listening to me. I'm on the list now.
For talking about the magnet in the ball. Yeah, they definitely.
Once you start using they, man, you know they can do it, right? Shit, now I'm in trouble.
So they but off of that, man, back to regular talk, man. Let the people know a little bit more about you. You are actually internationally touring headlining comedian. You go across the world telling jokes from stages on land to stages on the sea. How is that adjustment to telling stage to being able to tell these jokes on the cruise?
It's not much of an adjustment because I think the beauty in it is that you get people from all over, like in one room. So I'm on international waters, but I'm not really like telling jokes to people that don't understand. I did it once. I was on a cruise from Australia, and there's like a lot of Australian people, and it was like some kind of like there were some cultural barriers that they just didn't understand, like in terms of like the way I would say things. They're like, oh, we didn't really understand that. But typically when I'm on a cruise, you get people from just all over the United States. It's not too many like foreign people on cruises, so it's not hard at all.
Okay.
I think the only thing that sometimes is difficult is like the cruises that you own. So like if you own like longer cruises, you get a lot of older people because they retired. So like their taste in comedy is completely different than I'm doing a shorter cruise out of Miami, and it's a bunch of young people that have fun and drink. That's like it's like party atmosphere, and it's a good time where it's like the older crowds are just like, oh, you shouldn't be talking about that. It's like, all right, get your own ass out of here.
Are you now when you do the cruises, because a lot of people don't know that you have become a quite profound piano player. When you're on a cruise, are you able, because you incorporate the piano into your set sometimes, are you able to do that on the cruise?
It's only happened a couple times. So when I get on a cruise, I can request the piano, but that's a whole different department, like the music director, and they like it's always like I can ask so far out, and then when I get that, it's just a matter of, does the person feel like setting a keyboard up for me? Right. But typically on most cruises, like the older ships, they have a baby grand piano that they use to take pictures. After my show and after the club closed, I sit at the piano and just start playing and get an audience, and we just be jamming in the hallway. And that's actually better than me doing it on my show. Doing the show, right? Because the people that want to be there, they there. And it's always. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now talking about the piano, what even made you play the piano? What even made you do that? Because you do a lot. You play basketball, do a lot of stuff. But what made you at the tender age of when you started playing? What was you, 34, 35? Yeah, I was 35, 2020. So what made you sit down and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do the piano at 35. I've always wanted to play the piano. It was never offered at schools I went to, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, just never an option. Got to college, bought a keyboard from the pawn shop, bought a book, and I was like, man, I can't learn sound from a book. And I just always had a piano like in my possession over the years. And then when the pandemic hit, I was like, and I think at the time I was trying to learn, YouTube wasn't what it was. But then by the pandemic, everything that I wanted to know or learn was on YouTube. So man, I spent time just learning songs, and now I'm going on 5 years now. I'm so comfortable with the piano, and then I was like, I can learn songs very quickly. Okay. Because I can't read music though. I say that I can't read music, and it's some things I don't know, but I'm very comfortable with the piano where it's like I can learn a song pretty fast. Right. And I'm getting to a place where I can play music by ear. So man, it's like every time I get on stage and play in front of an audience, it's like I find something new that gives me the energy to like keep doing and getting excited about it.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up, man. Cause I know when you first did it, the first time I seen you play the piano on stage, when you brought it on stage, I was like, fuck, this nigga will never ever bomb again. I was, I was like, I'm never going up after this nigga on this piano. Cause you played, you went from Usher to Adele, nigga, and I was like, nah, man, you can't do that, man. Then Don't Stop Believe. I'm like, you can't do that. You got everybody singing at this point. Everybody, old, young, white, black,
But
Mexican, everybody singing. Ain't no way. I'm good. I don't even want to go up no more.
But you know what happened was I
Mm-hmm.
did a show once because I probably knew like 10 songs off memory that I would play. And I remember I did a show and it was just a bunch of older white people and they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know any of the songs I was playing. And I was like, I got to diversify my portfolio.
Yeah.
So shit, that's when it was like, all right, I got to start branching out and learning new songs.
But
And now it's more fun. It's so many years later now, I can just be like, what y'all want to hear? And it's always the same songs
right,
nine
that
times
people
out of 10.
pick. But that's what I was
Mhm.
just finna say. But now when I see you doing shows, especially at your weekly show at Zany's, late night comedy show, slight plug. I got you, player. They you play the piano every week and it's like a dope. I seen a clip where you was trying to play something and somebody yelled out, "That's not it," and you was like, how the hell you know? Like that shit was funny as hell. You know
Man,
which clip I'm talking about?
yeah, and it's funny because I can play the piano for let's say 20 minutes. I'm playing the piano, song after song after song. But the moment I mess up on the song or I can't figure out a song, man, people like it's always one person that's like, nope, that ain't it. It'd be like, God damn. Could you imagine like you just scored 10 points in a row and then you missed a shot? They'd be like, I knew that nigga wasn't like that. Could you
Right,
imagine that?
right.
Like man, hey, like I know I'm fucking up right now. I'm trying to work through it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny like when you doing something in real time, people don't have the patience for it. They don't have the patience for you to like, nah, man, just do the shit. But I also don't preface that I've only been playing the piano for going on 5 years now. I think people
Mm-hmm.
just think like, oh, you're a piano player. You grew up playing the piano. It's like, no, I gotta play this shit off memory.
Mm.
And every time I learn something new, I forget something. I forget a part of something. You know what I'm saying?
That's natural because we ain't at the age where learning new stuff is in the memory core right now. Cause and
Right.
then
Yeah.
going back to what you said, it's crazy because I hoop a lot and I scored 10 points in a row. Like that's easy for me. So when I missed that 12th point, that basket, people do be like, damn, we thought, because people rely on, when I play, people rely on me a lot on the court. Like that time we played that game, that charity game, I think we lost by maybe like two or 20. I can't remember. It was one.
Man, it's probably like 40. We whooped our ass. We went into that gym with them young motherfuckers that play there all the time
Man,
and a bunch of out of shape old motherfuckers that don't play. Man, we got our ass whooped.
what's crazy is we started off like we started off like 8-2 or something like that when we thought we had a chance. Man, those niggas took off on us.
Man, they started hitting three. I'm talking about they look like the Golden State Warriors. The way they was hitting threes,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, for a second, I was like, I think they got some magnets in the rim because it don't make no damn sense. How many shots these niggas done hit in a row?
So
Yeah,
do
never again.
how often are you still getting up and hooping on the court? How often you still getting out on the court and hooping?
I play once a week. Like I play like, yeah, right. Consistently, I play once a week on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
I work out 3 days a week, and I do like workouts in between at home. After I had knee surgery in 2019, so my knee will like if I play too much, my knee will just swell up, and I won't be able to do nothing for like a
Okay.
week and a half. So I got to manage that. So that's what's always in mind.
And you're in the back of your head. What's your favorite shooter hooping?
Uh, Crazy enough, I got these. It's like some. I don't even know the name of them. It's like some basketball Jordans that I saw. at Foot Locker, and then they ended up at the outlet. And I
Mm-hmm.
always just thought they looked comfortable because I always was playing in retros. I was playing
Mm-hmm.
the retro 12s a lot, and then not thinking like, man, that's old technology. That's 1997 technology. So I got these Jordans. I don't even know the name of them, but they super comfortable and
They
like light.
recent Jordans, like recent basketball team Jordans.
Like within the last 2 years. But
Okay.
it's not like a Luka or a Zion. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally like this is just a Jordan basketball shoe off the like the main team Jordans type shit. So yeah, that's what I've been playing in.
Do you have a favorite shoe to wear on stage?
I don't have a favorite shoe, but I think because I own so many of them, probably Jordan ones. It's like an easy go-to shoe,
Yeah, it
and it's
is.
so many different colors. Damn
Mm-hmm.
near every color that you can think of. It's like an easy shoe to wear.
What's a pair of shoes that you got sitting to the side waiting for the next big Calvin Evans event?
Oh man, what's in the box?
Out
You know
of,
what?
because I know this is oh so many. Like,
You know what? I can't think of nothing off the top of my head because I think I kind of like since I've you know created the space for my shoes and I'm looking at them
mm-hmm.
like now I'm just in a space where it's like man just wear these damn shoes.
Right.
Like I'm getting older and like as I'm watching shoes getting re-released because back in the day you buy a shoe for me and I will hold on to it because it's like oh I want the shoe to last.
Mm-hmm.
Once everybody else start wearing it, that's when I pop up with it. When it's like oh I forgot about the shoe, but now they retro and shit so close. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's
Every
like damn
couple
this shit
years, yeah.
right. So now it's like I might as well just wear them. So I'm really not holding on to anything anymore. I'm just putting it on.
Yeah, because because a lot of the shoes that's coming out this year, you don't. Is there any shoe that you're looking forward to getting this year? Because this year is a big
Uh,
year. Like everybody pushing, like man, 2025 a big year. Is there any shoe that you're looking forward to grabbing that you don't already possess or have had in the past?
well I wanted the Galaxy foams. I got those,
Mm-hmm.
and the undefeated fours.
Oh
That's
yeah,
just like one of
yeah.
the shoes that's like real. Everything else, I already the shadow backboards, the nines, the all that stuff I got like previous years, so I have no interest in it. But those those undefeated fours is like one of those shoes. It's like I gotta have.
I'll never forget when like when we first started, like, cause like you knew me, but you ain't know me. But then like once we first like started getting cool, you was like, man,
Hmm.
I noticed like, man, you wear a lot of different shoes. And you was like, man, how many pairs of shoes you got? I was like, I don't know about. I thought I was talking big shit. I was like, about 35, 40, something, just like 35, 40. And you was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what? What? I was like, what? And then you was like, no, I thought you was legit. I was like, what you mean? He's like, no, I thought you was legit. Like you kind of coming off as just a nigga with some shoes. I was like, oh my gosh. That was the meanest thing I had ever heard in my life up until that point, man. Like, what the fuck? I thought I was
No,
killing it. But you was like, nah, you really ain't. You
this
ain't.
is the thing. I ain't mean to make you feel no type of way because I feel like we grew up in a time where it's like we grew up in an era when it was like cool to have like shoes, like everybody,
Mm-hmm.
like when how people had them, and then it kind of like it went through waves. Jordans was always around, and it was all these different type of shoes that came, and then we kind of then it kind of got into a space where it's just like it was a niche group of people that was like sneakerheads, not in this new sense, but like people that really like went after
Right, right,
and,
right. That really was going
and,
after them.
and collected shoes. Like it was a collection. And
Mm-hmm.
then we got into like that 2014 to like 2020 space, that 6 year run of people like Nike was dropping everything, Yeezys blew up, and people was like, "Oh, I'm a sneakerhead. I'm a sneakerhead." It's like, no, you just a nigga with a lot of shoes. Like you
Mm-hmm.
not really, because to me, my thing was always like, if push came to shove, would I sell my shoes? And the answer for a long time was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is something I'm passionate about, and I feel like you had a lot of like casual people that would just be like, "Oh, I got these Jordans, I got these," and then those same people you see today, oh, what's the weight of them shoes? Now, I don't even know. They don't either ran them down, got rid of them, like who
Mm-hmm.
knows? But for me, to have shoes from 1999 and shoes that I had throughout college, or just like over these years of life, and then each damn near every shoe has a story about or how I got it or what was going on. So to
Right.
me, that's like the sneakerhead in me. But I got to a place where I hated, like, I ain't no damn sneakerhead. Like, y'all can have that sneakerhead shit. I'm more of a I'm a connoisseur.
Right. Okay. Okay. I just remember when you said that, I broke down and explained to you like, well, I just had a baby. I'm got this going on.
I remember
I
you
broke
had
down the whole thing like, yeah, I'm driving a minivan right now.
you had the Detroit Pistons sixes on. I remember you had those on.
Ooh.
You probably
Mm.
had like the infrared, not infrared. It probably was the varsity
It
red
was the
sixes.
varsity
Like,
red sixes. Man, I still get. I'm damn near finna hold them up in front of the camera. If I no, they not in arm's reach. But yeah, the varsity red sixes, the Detroit Pistons sixes. I gave them to my nephew, and he traded them away for the green glow fours. I was
yeah,
I
no,
was pissed, man.
no, man, I can't. Yeah, and yeah,
He told me one day
I,
he gonna replace them, but that nigga.
I get shoes away now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm at a now. I go through and I like if it's somebody that's just like I know and it's a shoe that I know I'm not gonna wear. I can give it away comfortably.
Hmm.
But man, back in the day, if I gave somebody a pair of shoes and they dogged them or what did some crazy shit with them, I'm like, man, you dead to me.
He had just
Like
graduated
you,
high school, man. I was like, man, you know what? Go ahead, and pick a pair. He picked
nah,
them
when
up.
I sold you them threes for the low
Yeah,
and you sold them, man, you was dead to me for a while too.
but I didn't. But I ain't even sell them on. It was like a sneaker con type of deal. Like you think I just set up on Facebook? Nah, I was at sneaker con. It was probably like a trade up or something when I did that. So I actually did you some justice.
I
I
hear
did
you.
you some justice with that. So it was a good thing with me. So that's it
And let,
was.
let me say this before we move on. For the people
Hmm.
listening to this, wear the shit that you like. Like nobody gonna think you cool because you spent a lot of money on some shoes or you wearing some popular shoes. Like that don't make you cool. Just to children, adults
Hmm.
alike, young people, but wear the shit that makes sense to you. If you like Vans, if you don't give a fuck about shoes, like my little brother, he don't give a fuck about shoes. I give him a pair of brand new shoes. He get excited. I see the motherfucker 2 weeks. The shoes look like they've been hanging from a light pole. He don't care. And if you don't care, that's perfectly fine. Shoes don't make you cool. What would you like?
Well, what you like? That is from Calvin. That's a PSA from Calvin Evans. Wear what you like. Calvin, let me ask you this before I do forget. What's the dream show for Calvin Evans? What's the dream location for you to perform at?
Oh man. For a long time, the Chicago theater.
Hmm.
I've always just like I want to sell out the Chicago theater. But in recent years, watching people do like arenas, like to sell out the United Center, perform in the United Center, I think that would be cool. Just like locations in Chicago that's like legendary.
Right, right, right.
So I think right now, I think like short list, I say the Chicago theater because it's like I'm from here, and not too many people get to grace that stage. But to headline that stage, that space would be a dream.
How important is it for you to sell out more so a home theater like Chicago versus going to anywhere else, New York or something like that? Is that important for you to do it here first?
I mean, selling out in Chicago is hard because, like, even like right now, like it's hard for me to sell a show because I think people in the back of their minds they're like, "Oh, Calvin gonna be at Zany's on Saturday. Calvin gonna be at Zany's on Saturday." So for them, they it's like I'm always available. Even like they may, like now you see some all the time. You scroll past it, like that advertisement on Instagram. You scroll past, they keep
Hmm.
sending it to you, and then you recognize it, but then eventually it becomes kind of like background noise. You don't pay attention to it. So trying to get people to differentiate or I'm doing an actual show from like this is my weekly show is already
Hmm.
hard enough. But I think it's also important to sell out at home. Everybody want to be love where they from, but to be able to go on the road and sell out places, I think that's actually more important because you got a larger fan base and people
Hmm.
that are willing to come out and see you when you come to different cities. That has like that demand. for you. Like your city, if people fuck with you, then selling out, probably becomes kind of old. Like, oh, they gonna come see me because I'm from here.
All right.
Friends, family, people supporters. But yeah, you hit that road and you selling out, that means something.
Okay. Do you got any aspirations to like be in movies, things like that?
Absolutely, man. I audition for movies and TV shows all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a space now where it's like this year I'm going to film. I'm either going to film my own TV show or a movie.
Okay.
One of. But yeah, I think the industry is taking a turn, and they kind of like in this rebuilding space. So the opportunities for like new emerging talent ain't there no more, like it was before. So I always look at things like, if I died tomorrow, would I be happy with the work that I've done?
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to like do things where I'm like, hey, if tomorrow is my last day on earth, the last thing I did or the last few things that I did myself are at that point were the best representation of me. And it wasn't me sitting around waiting for somebody to give me an opportunity. So whether it's my half-hour sets that I've been putting out, so now the goal is to like, create something that I think is a representation of me, because, you think about it, auditioning for things, you're going in and you're trying to make somebody else's vision come to life.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can write something that I feel like speaks to like my voice and my abilities, then why would I sing somebody else's song when I can sing my own song perfectly?
Right, man. That's good, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I'm actually I'm probably gonna jump off and probably jump on the game with you, because I do need to play. I ain't played in a while. I know they didn't took this money on my account because I just seen it. I was checking to see if I got my state taxes back yet, and they ain't come back yet. And I noticed they took some more. Like that's the worst shit ever, man. Anything else before we get up out of here, man? Anything else? Any advice? I really appreciate you coming on, man, taking this call. I really you just don't know. I appreciate it a lot. Anything else you want to say?
Well, I'm gonna say two things. The first thing is, man, I appreciate this. This is I appreciate you just talking to me, man. We do comedy, and we don't always see each other, and we in a group chat, but to have like a conversation and to talk to somebody that you respect, and I think this is smart and brilliant, and it feels natural. It don't seem forced. You sit on podcasts and have the same conversation sometimes with people, but I think this was just kind of like you said, impromptu podcast.
I appreciate it, man.
No, you're welcome. The second thing, I guess, man, this is kind of along the lines of what I was already saying, man. I commend you for like creating a space for yourself. I've never heard anybody doing this, so man, this is inspiring. And man, if I call you and you on my podcast, just know, I stole the idea from you.
but all jokes aside, Calvin, how many times have I interviewed you for a possible podcast that I was gonna do?
It was a few times.
It's been
maybe like three or four times. I'm not sure.
But this one right here, I'm happy about this one. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to, like you said, I'm trying to create a space, somewhere I can vent and just get some conversations, just some casual conversation with some good folk.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
No, man, no problem. I'm gonna have your stuff up here, your ad and everything. I'm gonna have some pictures going through it. One more time, every Saturday, if you ever in Chicago, let them know where you at, Calvin.
Zany's Chicago, every Saturday night, 11:15. When I'm in town, I always check the website.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be out this coming weekend, the 28th. But every Saturday, I'm home at 11:15. Zany Chicago after hours. Calvin Evans after hours. Come check it out. It's a good time.
Man, it's always a good show, man. Calvin, appreciate you, man. I'm gonna hit you up in a couple minutes and see what you got going on, bro.
All
right, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So there y'all have it, man. Had Calvin Evans. Great conversation. Great time. Man, like I say, my talking skills is getting I'm loving the way my interview skills is getting better. Like y'all, I hope y'all keeping up with it, cause I am getting raw as hell at this shit. But we tuning out. Let me get my jam queued up real quick. We tuning out. Thank y'all so much, man. M Brown, Empromptu Podcast. Thank you, Calvin Evans. See y'all next time.
Afghan Kush, waking bake to some foreign shit. 200 for a half. Yeah, that's the math on it. And I ain't tripping cause I know my girl got half on it. If you